Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of Music Theory FAQS. We got a cool one today. We're going to be discussing the difference between a modulation and a key change. Now, I'm fully expecting all of you to either agree with me or violently disagree with me on this. That is up to you. Just a disclaimer, this is my personal take on a subject that seems very cloudy and nebulous. Even if you look it up and see what other people are saying, you're kind of left feeling flat at the end of it. Right. Songs are written in keys, right? Some songs are in C major, some songs are in C minor. Some songs will be in C major, but they might use C Lydian for a short section. There are no rules other than what's been observed, right? So making things as interesting as possible is the goal, because otherwise you're just writing Taylor Swift songs, and let's face it, she's kind of boring, harmonically speaking. So what is the principal difference between a modulation and a key change? For me, and that's a big for me, a drastic shift using a key signature change is, to me, a key change. So, for example, the song Hungarian Dance number 5 starts off in A minor with no sharps or flats in the key signature, and it modulates to the key of A major with a both harmonically and with the actual key signature change. So the first part is no sharps or flats, A minor. The second part is 3 sharps, A major. I consider this to be an actual key change, an official, marked with the key signature shift in tonality from A minor to A major, or regardless of the fact that they happen to be parallel keys, you are drastically going from one to the next. The key change is obvious, it's marked by the key signature change, etc., etc. I consider modulations to be more fluid and more random, and I'd like to think of jazz as being, you know, you'll find a jazz song that's in the key of C, but then if you go through and analyze every chord change, you're in 17 other different places throughout the song. You're in a parallel key, a relative key, you're using a mode here, I feel like those are more modulations. Those are more miniature shifts in the tonal landscape, but we're not making it like that official switch to a different key. So the jazz tune Satin Doll basically appears that we're in the key of C. We're ending on a C major chord, C major 7 to be exact, and we have no sharps or flats in the key signature. So it appears we're in the key of C, but it does this series of 2 to 5s, 2 to 5 in C, 2 to 5 in D, 2 to 5 in E, etc. It's actually a 2 to 5 in G. So 2 to 5 in C, 2 to 5 in D, and 2 to 5 in G. And the reason this works, even though we're in the key of C, is because you're doing a chord progression that your ear can grab onto, and even though you're shifting the pitch or the starting point for this progression, your ear picks up on the relativity of that chord progression. So I consider that kind of thing to be more of a modulation, because it's happening without warning. It's unofficial. It's not being marked by a key change. We're not going to put the key signature as the new key for one measure. That's ridiculous. And this is jazz, so it's very fluid and stream of consciousness anyway. So I feel like those small movements are modulations, like starting off a song with a Mixolydian mode type introduction and then just seamlessly blending and changing into the key of C major would be an example of a modulation, right? But those drastic and official marked key signature changes mark and show you that you are in fact changing keys. So I hope that made sense. And like I said, if you don't agree with me, that's fine. You know, to each his own. This is one of those weird, kind of nebulous topics. Mode versus scale, I get a lot of grief with from people. And now we're going to throw out key change and modulation. Bring on the arguments. Let's hear them. I'd like to thank you all for watching, taking your time out of the day to spend some time with me and just, you know, listen to this and hopefully learn something. I'd like to thank you all, and we'll see you soon.